Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the quad, okay? And what this is a quadruple wide uh, N scale T-Trak module. This is a homemade module, meaning I went out and bought pieces of uh, 2x2, furring strips or 1x2s, I think they are. Excuse me. Um, This is all, painted myself, and then I added a layer of Homosote to the top of that, and then went ahead and, put all the scenery and stuff on it. So what we actually did here, now if you notice in the middle there is a break, because this started off life as two double modules, okay? I did at the time when I was doing this, I didn't really have a plan for them. Uh, I had three of these doubles, and that was how they were going to go through life, was three doubles, and make stuff up as I go along as to figuring out what I'm going to do with them. So as time went on, I realized, when I did the Yellowstone, then I went and it's like, well, what can I use? What can I do next? And so, if you're familiar at all with the series, the Yellowstone, they have a town that they go to all the time, or city, I should say. It's called the City of Bozeman, which is what this is a representation of, sort of. Uh, we don't see a lot of Bozeman. Okay, there's a few scenes, but nothing depicted that could be placed as, okay, this is Bozeman, Montana. But I went ahead and used a little bit of poetic license, modeler's license, whatever you want to call it. And so I went ahead and made some landmarks on there that people are going to recognize. Oh, well, this is supposed to be Bozeman, if they look at it close enough and figure out, okay, yeah, that's what this is. So let's look at this a little more in detail. Just remember, as always, like, share, subscribe if if you would feel so inclined to. And so now let's take a little bit closer look at it. So overall, like I said, it is a quad module. My apologies that I can't fit the whole thing in on this shot, but we're going to go look at it a little more individually here in just a second. So as you see in the centerpiece there, we have the train station. And if anybody knows anything about the show, the train station is a big thing. But it's not a physical train station. It's a metaphor for something that's not quite, how could I say it? Not a place you'd want to go. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. I'll let you go watch the series to figure out what the train station really means. But anyway, so let's look, and we'll switch cameras here. Just hang with me a second. I'm still getting the hang of this new setup. Okay, so let's move me up here. Okay, so what we have here, and you'll pardon me because I'm going to have to switch some things around here temporarily. And there we go. Now we should be able to get a good picture over there for that. Excuse me. So I took a little bit of license on this part, and I figured the town or city of Bozeman needs to have a park. Okay, so I took this area, this small area over here, and of course there's a parking lot over there, and those are all handmade lines. Okay, I took and pieces of paper, just white, what do you call that? Copier paper, and made even strips and then just cut them to, I'm using a scale, let me get it here, pardon me for going off camera. Use one of these, go over here, a scale ruler, okay, and measured out how many feet each one was supposed to be for, and spaced out and all that. And I did that for a couple. You'll see there's another parking lot on the other side for the train station and for a diner. Same method, okay? So that was that. The sidewalk, I did again. That is cardboard that was painted with concrete color, a tester's concrete. And I just, cut it like the circle. I just cut it and then scored it with a hobby knife, not to cut through it, just scored it enough, and then came back with a pen and just highlighted the breaks in the sidewalk. Okay, the fountain I picked up on Etsy, that little teeny tiny fountain there in the middle, and then just added some of my water effects to it. Obviously painted it, added water effects to it, and I thought it turned out great. The trees, I'm not sure where they came from. Now that I look at them, they're actually quite nice. I think I did those. I think they're wire ones I built. I'm pretty sure. Used clumps of senior material, the ground foam, and just kind of glued them on there. And I think they turned out pretty good. The pale green one in the front, that's one that was bought somewhere. Okay. You see a couple vehicles. There's quite a few vehicles on here. Some of them are ones that came from China that you can buy on Amazon or eBay. I forget how much they were. And you get like 50 or 100 or something like that, some crazy number. And other ones I wanted more specific, and I found on Etsy, and they were 3D printed ones. Okay. So that was that. Now the buildings in the background, with the exception of one, those are all cardstock. Okay, I picked up on eBay. They weren't real super expensive. So all it is you get them. They come in a sheet, like a sheet of paper almost. Obviously heavier duty, but basically the same kind of thing. And you punch them out of their, because there's perforations around them. You punch them out and you fold them, and then you glue the folds in place. Excuse me, I have to get a drink of coffee here. And then what I just do is just use the same white glue and hold them down in place. And there's only one building on this section here that I did a modification to, and it's the second one in from the left there. I don't know if you can read it or not. I'm trying to read it myself because I can't remember what it's called. Oh, so that is the building that I say, because it's the only one we ever see on the show with any regularity. That is Schwartz and Myers, which is the place of employment for a good majority of the series for Beth Dutton. Okay, so you go and you watch the series, you're going to see that's her place of employment. Okay, so with that done, why don't we move over? Let's see if I can get this to go right. There we go. Okay, so now we're looking at this side. Excuse me. So right there in the middle there, obviously you can see there is the train station again. Now, I did forget to mention the crossing signals there, and the control system for the crossing system are from a company called We Honest. They deal mostly on eBay. I think they have a website you can order from, but don't hold me to that. I've seen they have a website, but I don't know if you can order from there. You might be able to, but like I said, don't hold me to it. Never tried it. So in the back there, behind the train station, we have the hospital. Now that's another eBay find. That is just a flat. Okay, you can tell it's sitting that backboard there. The scenic the oh this the skyboard that I have back there. Uh, the wiring for those two lights that are on it go physically through the back and down underneath again into the module. And I'll have to go off camera and take this apart to show you. But they tie into a power source. Now all the power for the lights for uh, well, you see these little green lights down at the bottom. They are for the turnouts. And when I throw a turnout with my controller, they will turn from green to red, meaning that you're going into the siding where the train station is. The lights on the crossing there, and you can see both the lights on the crossing, they are also from We Honest, I believe, and there's a controller that's very small that also ties into my power source. Now, as I started to say, all of these lights, including the crossing signal and all that, are all drawing track power. And the track power goes to a central distribution hub, which I'm going to show you when we flip the module over. And we'll have to take a short, well, not break, but I'll have to go off camera to show you how it goes. But at any rate, that's how that's all powered. So we come over here to the left side of the module, and there we go. So now you can see the rest of the parking lots. Like I said, I did the parking lot, the markings on the parking lot the same. There we go. And the buildings in the background, all of these are all the same cardstock kind of thing. Some took longer than others. So the foreground building there, the Ruby's Cafe, is also something from Yellowstone that we see in the series. It's only appeared by name one time. Okay. There's one particular show where John Dutton and his top man Rip, they go to a cafe, or a diner, and we see the name on the rooftop, Ruby's Cafe. So I said, well, I need to model Ruby's Cafe if I'm going to do Bozeman. So there you have Ruby's Cafe. And when they went to Ruby's, they had their black truck, which you see in the foreground, with their horse trailer. And so I have both of them. And then they're kind of hard to figure out from here. But if you look on this row of cars in the background there, going towards the backdrop, there are two police cruisers there. Now, when this scene actually happened, there was only one that was the sheriff, but I had an extra one, so I threw it in there. So I'm really trying to do something with this, make it a little bit more that people can relate to. So that's basically what we have in a nutshell. So we're going to go here, and well, I want to show you one thing before I flip it over. So here's one of the turnouts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NCE power cab here, which is hooked up because you can see that the tornado was going. And I have to select an accessory, okay, and that particular one I happen to know is accessory number 1. So I will pick number 1, and then we'll see which way this goes here. There we go. So you see, I just threw that switch remotely, and the light has changed in showing the new direction of the turnout. So if I select it again, and I can throw it right back. I haven't figured out yet how to make that work with my iPad or my iPhone. I know it can be done, but this is a different system, this Y throttle, and I can't find or figure out, I should say, how it all actually goes together and works. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch cameras here. Just give me a second. And we're going to go with that. Okay. So I'm going to go here off camera. And find my where are you? Well, I can do this without worrying about that. Okay, so now I've disconnected the power going to it. Now I'm going to flip this on end. Here we go. There we go. It's heavy. Okay. And we're going to hope it stays. Matter of fact, we're going to give it a little bit of help so that it does stay. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay. So, now we got this one. Now let me go back online here. Okay. So, we're going to start over here. And so up here in the corner is what's called a switch cat. Okay. And there are 2 of these. These are made by NCE, and they work with the Katos or Atlas or anything that uses what's called a snap switch. Okay, meaning it's a non-slow motion type, like your tortoise or slow motion. Several manufacturers have slow motion switch machines. This is for ones that are not. Okay, so we got that one going there. There is, like I said, a matching one on the other end. But let's talk about this part. I can get the camera to go right there. Okay, at the very top there, that is the power distribution hub. Oh, and it slipped, didn't it? Oh, I can see it on this. Oh, there we go. So, excuse me, at the very top there is the power distribution hub. That is where all the track power comes in and then goes out to whatever I need it to go out to. And you'll see to the immediate right of that, there are 2 smaller circuit boards. Those circuit boards are what controls the crossing signals. Each one has their own. And eventually, I would like to wire in some sort of control where they are off until a train passes in front of them. And then they will both turn on, and then when the train passes the other side, they will shut off. It's not been the list high on my priorities, but eventually I'm going to do it. So like I said, and then here on the far left there, or far right, excuse me, is the other switch cat, which we talked about before. So basically that's it. This is the module, and that's how it works. So let's see. Okay, so that's it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. You learned something about how something would work. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to put them down in there. I usually check at least once or twice a week to see if anybody has any comments or questions regarding something that I've done or something you'd like me to see me do in the future as far as related to model raring. I have a lot of topics to cover yet. We still have another module to build, a couple modules actually to do, and there's probably more coming down the pike. So, like I said, come back. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.